Hey everyone, we are right in the middle of the annual enrollment period, and I will be answering some of the common questions that we've been getting in the comments here as videos, because if you have this question, then it's likely that others do as well. And today the question is, are Part D prescription drug plans worth getting? Let's talk about it. This question usually comes from a specific set of people. In general, they are healthy and they do not take any prescription medications, or they only take one or two low-cost generic medications. They often preface this question with things like, look, I exercise, I eat healthy, and I just don't know if I should pay for something like a Part D plan if I'm not going to be using it. Funny enough, this is very similar to the conversation that we have around Advantage plans versus supplement plans, but I'll stay on topic for this video. As with all insurance, this comes down to a comfort level with risk. I can share our experience that has helped shape how we feel about this topic, but you may feel differently. So there are two major issues and risks that come with not getting a Part D plan when you are eligible. The first is the Part D penalty. There is a 1% penalty for each month that you are Medicare eligible and not covered by a creditable drug plan. A creditable drug plan is one that has the equivalent coverage to a Part D plan. Most people experience one of these through their work. So if you are working and covered by a creditable drug plan, you wouldn't need to get a Part D plan until you lose work coverage, and you wouldn't be penalized up until that point. So if you are not covered by a creditable drug plan and you are eligible for Medicare and you decide not to get a Part D plan, should you ever change your mind and want a Part D plan, you would face the 1% per month penalty. That is 1% of the Part D national base beneficiary premium. In 2023, that number is $32.74. This number is rounded to the nearest 10 cents, and it would be added to your monthly premium that you would be paying to now have a Part D plan. So as an example that came through in the comments a few weeks back, there was an individual who was 80 years old and had not taken a Part D plan, but was now interested. If we just use birthdays, that means that it was 180 months with no creditable coverage. So if that person were to get an average Part D plan, that premium would be $32.74 plus the 1% penalty per month. So an additional $58.90 for a total of $91.64 as their premium per month. That penalty number rounds to the nearest 10 cents, as I mentioned, for those wondering about that 3-cent difference. Now, depending on the medications, this might still be worth it, but it still gets quite expensive. Additionally, this is assuming that that individual gets an average premium for the plan, and depending on medications and coverage this individual is looking for, the base premium amount could be higher. So that is the first risk of not taking a Part D plan, the penalty. The second risk is actually more intimidating in our experience. If you do not sign up for a Part D plan during your initial enrollment period or during a special enrollment period, you can sign up for a Part D plan during the annual enrollment period. This runs every year from October 15th through December 7th. So the bigger risk here is that if an accident happens, say cancer strikes, or a new high-cost illness hits, or an actual accident with long-term costs outside of this enrollment window, you cannot sign up for a Part D plan until October 15th, and then that plan won't go into effect until January 1st, meaning you are responsible for 100% of the drug costs until then. So let's talk about worst-case scenario here. You have an accident on December 8th, 2022, the first day outside the annual enrollment period. You have high-cost medications now to treat your illness or maybe even to keep you alive. You sign up for a Part D plan the following year between October 15th and December 7th, 2023. That plan doesn't go into effect until January 1st of 2024. So now you are responsible for 100% of the drug costs until that point, plus that 1% per month penalty. So here is where we bring in our experience. As I mentioned at the beginning, our team has seen just too many cases where at 65 someone is healthy, no medical or health concerns, no prescriptions, exercising, eating well, all of it. And then something happens and they now have high cost medications that they can't get covered by a Part D plan until that enrollment window happens that we've been talking about. Now there are programs like GoodRx that can find prescriptions at lower costs, but when we're talking those high cost medications, GoodRx is not coverage. They're finding the lowest cost available, which they're still high costs. So should you get a Part D plan even when healthy? We would need to sit down and talk through your situation, but our answer is usually yes. There are very low cost Part D plans, and depending on your area, they can be less than $10 per month that can help mitigate that risk without being too costly. I acknowledge the fact that we offer insurance, so we would recommend this, but at least in our area, these very low cost Part D plans often do not pay us any sort of commission, so there is no financial incentive for us to recommend them, yet we still do because of the risks mentioned above. We've just seen too many many real life situations where someone goes from being at peak health to needing a lot of treatments, and they have either been devastated with prescription costs or they have had some form of coverage that has helped prevent those astronomical costs to them and their family. I hope this was helpful. We are always here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out with questions. You can leave them in the comments and we'll either answer them here or on our TikTok channel with the same name. I appreciate you and thank you for watching.